Right. Hello, everybody. I just want to make sure you can all still hear me. I can see some people starting to join now. That's great. It's we've had a very eventful few weeks, haven't we, since Postpot launched? It's been exciting times. Things are actually going really well. We're all very happy, I think, in general. Uh, a lot of people have been playing the games. I mean, I think it's been pretty much continuous games for the last 5 weeks. I haven't really seen any lulls in the gameplay so far. Jackpot seems to be heating up quite a bit. We've had some pretty good games today. Actually, I'm just watching it now. Someone just won. Someone just won $500 with a 19% chance. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So yesterday, I had a conversation with Jacob. I personally, I don't know how you guys feel. Let me know in the Telegram chats. But I think that we have some very different numbers in all the different projects on different telegrams. For example, PulsePosh, we've got, I don't know, 2,500 members. I know in Algo, we've got around 600. So we're kind of spread amongst all the different projects. I know not everyone here are in all of Jacob's projects. That's fair. But I do think that we've had some people that have come along the way and they've joined different projects purely because they're in one, they like the look of another one. For example, I know a few of you guys were, if you kind of found out about it really because of Tier, thank you, Richard Hart, and then slowly migrated into all the other projects that Jacob's involved in. We're all basically team Jacob. Um, and we all know that he's really bringing some truly innovative tech, and we're here at the ground, the ground level guys. I can't really say much more about that. Jacob he's the man with the plan, and I think we're all on board, which is great. What I'd like to do is go through all of Jacob's projects. We'll go through them one by one, and we'll pretty much give an update on all of them. If there are any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. Now, bear in mind, this is my first hosting of a Twitter space, so if I miss some things, bear with me. If anyone would actually like to come up and speak, I know that I can add speakers. Let me know about that as we go along. But if there are any questions, I'd like to try and leave questions at least to the end if we can, and then we can chat for as long as you want. So first off, let's do some updates on BNB Pot. So we know that we did the test phase for the price calls when we were all given our fake USD to play around with. We saw some good traction with that, but the price call contracts are still in audit. Basically, Jacob said that the person that we had that were actually doing the audit, they, for whatever reason, couldn't complete. So we're gone back to square one, really. One of the reasons that we really have to get the audits correct with price calls, it's not the same as a jackpot where you put your money into a smart contract for 3 minutes. If you create a price call for 6 months, for example, that's a lot of money held in a contract for months and months and months, and that can easily bring around some attack vectors, basically. So those things have to be really done properly. Jacob still thinks that price calls on BNB Pot will be in Q1. He actually said March, and he said it could even be February still. So I mean, we've got 2 more weeks of February. So we'll wait and see about that one. One of the things that Jacob is very conscious of with PulsePot, we can see this: the buy and burn that we have it's vastly. My word, I'm going to say superior to the staking platforms that we have on BNB Pot. So over time, obviously, we want to have all the platforms on all the different chains that we launch on. We want them to all be in line, so all will have the shared games, all will be pretty much the similar, or we'll try and get to 100 as much as we can to exactly the same tokenomics. That, which we all know, would probably bring a big change to BNB Pot, because right now people are staking and they're earning passive income rewards based on the tokenomics. Those possibly will be changed to bring things more in line with PulsePot. It's not 100% yet. It's an idea that Jacob has. I would think, I mean, you all know Jacob listens to the community, so if you have any ideas, let everyone know, and you take all of that on board. But we definitely can see a huge potential coming for BNB pot because the bull market is coming. Binance Smart Chain is a massive chain for newbies because basically they get in either through Coinbase and Ethereum or Binance on Binance Smart Chain. There's going to be a hell of a lot of eyes coming to BNB pot. I think right now, me personally, I think the price where we are, I think is an absolute steal. I think it's crazy cheap where it is right now, considering that the roulette tables are still going. The roulette tables are played, every single day. Obviously, some of the other games have taken a back step right now, but that's, a back seat, should I say, right now. But we definitely see that these is, it is going to, everything's going to start picking up again. We're going to start seeing some real traction coming. So if it's a thing that we do decide to bring the tokenomics alongside more of the PulseBot way, we'll probably have to be launching like a V2 for staking. A way that could simply be done would be launch a V2 for staking, people unstake from the V1 if they want to, migrate over to V2, and then the new changes will be in place. But the big plan is obviously to bring everything in line with what we're doing on PulseBot at the moment. We could do the sports betting as well, because obviously we have all the infrastructure already on Binance Smart Chain. But again, it comes down to these audits because tying up money, we don't want to be messing around with people's money, basically. I think that's probably it for BNB pot. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so let's move on to PulseBot. Next game is going to be the chain race, which we know. Jacob did say that we're going to make basically as many games as we possibly can that don't involve fetch, us waiting for fetch. Then we launch them all, as soon as we can. I think the plan is still a game every couple of weeks. I actually believe he's been a bit quicker with that now when this chain race comes out. He has spoke to Fetch. He spoke to them quite recently, and they said that their initial plan, they told him a few weeks ago that it was going to be 3 to 6 months or something, and he spoke to them recently, and they said within 2 months. So within 2 months basically means the end of Q1, just the beginning of Q2, which I think is bullish as fuck, really. We know that getting those guys on board, getting Fetch up and running and bringing sports betting here. I mean, you look at there was $28 billion were bet yesterday on the Super Bowl. People betting on absolutely everything. People betting on the coin toss. People betting on who's going to get injured. It's just basically everything. So we know that as soon as we bring sports betting on board, I think that this is absolute rocket ship. It's an absolute rocket ship. We're burning at such a huge rate. I think now we're up to 1.33 of burn already. 1.33% of supply is gone. Guys, that's in 5 weeks. Where is this going to go? This is absolutely flying. I mean, we've hit the ground running. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. We're starting to get the eyes from some of the influencers, which we know you guys are absolutely on fire with all the Twitter exposure and the social media exposure. I mean, I had a call today with Randy Hilarski for his private Patreon group. There was like 30 people on the call. Randy, who I didn't know actually, he's already a holder of PulseBot. He's already staked. He's staked his stuff away, so he's extremely happy about that. And we've agreed that he does a Wednesday night gambling with his Patreon team. So they're going to start migrating across, and they're going to start playing all of the PulseBot games every Wednesday. Even with the people that run the call today, it was like noon his time. So granted, there would be a lot of people that were not going to be, were not available for that call. There was still 30 people on there. I don't actually know how many people are in his Patreon. I forgot to ask, but he's bullish about the project. He's totally blown away with the fact that it's, we're burning like crazy. We're burning numbers. I actually worked it out. If we continue a burn like we're doing now, then considering that every token would have to not be staked, or everything would have to be available on a DEX for the buyback and burn, we literally only have supply for 8.3 years, which is basically 2 bull runs from now. So 2 Bitcoin halvings from now, there might not be any left, right? If we really think about those numbers, how high can this token go? It has to be a 3-digit token, a 4-digit token, a 5-digit token, easy. If there's no supply left and people are still constantly playing the games, it's horrendous. The numbers are horrendous to think about. So, not financial advice, but everyone that's worried about a little dip here and there, don't think about that. Don't think about that at all. I mean, what Richard Hart said before, like 2 cents doesn't mean anything on the way to $100, right? And that was for Hex. So just think about where we can go with what we're doing. So fetch article has come around. Once we get the price call audits back for BNB pot, it's basically going to be the same. Basically the same for Pulse pot. So as soon as we have those audits back and as soon as fetch is in place, we can deploy. We can start. We can deploy straight away. Not only that, I did ask Jacob about the next deployment, the next chain deployment, and he said it's either going to be Arbitrum or Radix. Jacob, as some of you guys know, he's a big proponent of XRD, of Radix. He's basically, from my understanding, I haven't looked into it too much, from my understanding, it's basically the blockchain for developers. It's the best of the best. So of course, Jacob belongs on there, doesn't he? I think we'd all have to agree with that one. So if we start on Arbitrum or Radix, it'll be one of those two. It'd probably be Arbitrum, to be honest, because I know that there's a lot of Ethereum guys that are complaining that they can't do anything on Ethereum because obviously all the gas fees. But if we were to launch on Arbitrum, we'll get a huge amount of that traffic. And I can tell you that we will be doing that deployment this year. It will be 2024. Okay, so if we think about the updates to BNB pot, the update to Pulse pot, and then another one in 2024, we're absolutely flying. We're absolutely flying. I mean, one of the best things. Obviously, we know Jacob has a lot on his plate, but he seems to be on the ball with everything that he's doing. We all know that he delivers. He wouldn't say it or he wouldn't set out to do it if he didn't think it was possible. So just hold tight, fill your bags, fill your boots, as they say, and let's see what we can do with this. I'm very happy that that Chain Race is coming up as the next game. It adds a little bit of fun to what we're currently doing. I know we have a bit of fun playing Plinko and Coin Wars and Jackpot, but I think Chain Race is actually going to bring another bit of humor to it. I know yesterday in the Telegram group, some people were coming up with some pretty cool ideas for different characters and that sort of thing. I think that's top drawer. You guys are doing great. Another thing that I want to say, which I'm really impressed with, is all the tip bot that's going out. Such amazing tech. I actually didn't even know. I didn't know that Jacob developed that in the beginning. I literally thought it was something that was already out there, and he just sort of bought a license to use it or something. But no, created in-house. Actually created in-house so much that Jacob thinks that it could be something that we could possibly share with other communities at a cost, obviously, but share with other communities. Again, if we were even to do something like that, share it with some of the bigger Pulse communities, that in itself, how many eyes does that get on us? Everything that Jacob is doing and everything that we're currently dealing with is just bullish for us. It's all bullish. Everything that's happening is bullish. I know we've had some hiccups along the way, things like with thank you, Richard Hart. We'll get to that in a moment. But right now, I can't see how we can fail as a community. That's why I wanted to get everyone, trying to get everyone on this call. I would like to set this up as something regular. It could, every couple of weeks maybe, or maybe once a month. We just do a big blowout where we just update everything on all the different projects that are going along. Let me know what you guys think. My DMs are open, guys, as well. You can reach out to me anytime you need. You can reach out to anyone else in the team, anyone in the chats. We're all super helpful. There's a lot of very clever people around here. Ideas are always welcome. No such thing as a bad idea, as they say. So we can see about that. After we get chain rates done, the next real deployment is going to be Thank You CZ. It's definitely happening in Q1. So we've got 6 weeks to go. So it's definitely happening in the next 6 weeks. Jacob said that it's pretty much 80% done. Everything that he needs, he knows, that they have their plan in place. It's going to differ. I don't know if everyone on this call knows exactly what it is, so I'll just explain it a little bit. So if you know what tier was, thank you, Richard Hart. So our various staking, GameFi, NFTs, basically just yield faucets, the whole shebang really. As everyone, we've started the coin as it's the carnival on pulsechain, as Jacob said in his live with Corey. It kind of is a carnival on pulsechain. We all saw that. We all saw how it started. The community was insane. We were all going fucking mad about it, really. I loved listening to you guys discuss strategies and how you're going to do this and that, and it's still going on to a degree. Thank You CZ is going to be the same idea, but it's going to be basically, you're going to run your own centralized exchange. So you will be responsible for things like making sure that your website has constant uptime. You're going to be responsible for listing new tokens. And if the token does well, then whatever trading fees that the centralized exchange will get, that is going to be your yield. So it brings a whole nother dynamic. And I know that the Binance Smart Chain, the guys on the Binance Smart Chain, a lot of the YouTubers, a lot of the influencers, they love these type of projects. They love yield. I mean, look what Drip did. Drip went absolutely crazy. People absolutely love it. And to be honest, my opinion, Drip doesn't hold a candle to what we're bringing. It really doesn't. Jacob is absolutely, he's swinging for the fences with this, and it's going to work. I think that's going to be really bullish for us. Not only that, I think even if people find us because of Thank You CZ, it will bring traffic along to BNB Pot. It'll bring traffic along across the pulse chain. It's going to be one of the. I think it'll actually be especially for this bull market. Thank You CZ is going to be a flagship product. It's going to have everyone talking about us, especially outside of the Hex community, should we say? But that's what we need. The Hex community are fantastic. We're all Hexicans here. I think anyway. I think we're all Hexicans across here. We know what pulsechain is doing. We know that this is going to be huge. Richard Hart is going. This year he's got the SEC case coming up. That's going to be. I think that it's going to get real primetime news worthy. It'll be on Sky News, CNBC, or whatever. There will be televised coverage of this kind of thing, because I think that with the lawyers, with the legal team that Richard Hart has under his belt at the moment, all these heavy hitters, those guys in themselves, they'll want some notoriety from all of this. They really will. So that's gonna absolutely pump everything along the way, So Thank You CZ will definitely get us a lot of traffic on Binance. It'll bring more people over to Pulse Chain, where we will bring a lot of people over to all of other suite of products. So yeah, Q1. That's what I'm really excited about that. So in the next 6 weeks, fantastic. Now, okay, let's go on to Thank You, Richard Hart. V4 is coming. V4 won't come until after Thank You CZ is deployed. Jacob is very, very adamant about that. We need to get that out of the way first, get up and running, make sure that's going okay, and then look at V4. He said that V4, I know we're all saying V4 is going to break pulsechain. There are enough significant changes coming to V4 or coming to tier that it's effectively it would look like starting from the beginning again. But the changes that are coming in place are going to change everything. All the taxes are going to change. The use cases for a lot of the tokens are going to change. Obviously, things like the faucet will remain in place. Things like the plantations will remain in place. But with V4, it's going to bring a whole new use case to. Do you guys remember the OG NFTs? They're going to come into play. Holy and Seed are really going to come into play. Jacob didn't tell me too much about it, but what he did say, I'm very excited about. There's going to be entire sections of V4 that you won't be able to get into, or you won't be able to utilize, should we say, if you don't hold certain tokens. I can't say exactly what those tokens are because obviously we have a huge amount, but I can tell you that Holy and Seed and the OG NFTs are going to come into play. So anyone that has them, well done. Anyone that doesn't have them, I would recommend that you get some. Actually, on my notes yesterday, during my call with Jacob, I wrote in big capital letters, "Keep on buying." So that's my note to self. Not financial advice, but I can tell you that I'm going to keep buying. The changes are going to be so big that it's just. I mean, we know from the gameplay and from the game theory behind it all. There's so many different ways to make it work. There's so many different ways that you can play this game, and with V4 coming out, and with the use of Holy Seed and OG NFTs, imagine if there's just parts of this that people literally can't get into unless they hold a certain token or a certain combination of different tokens across the whole platform. I know that there were some issues with the plantation recently, or claiming a couple of days ago. I believe that's already been sorted out. The reason that was like that, the reason that there was a delay on it was basically the dev responsible for that was on holiday. He didn't come back until a bit later. That's all. So we know that we're absolutely flying. We know that thank you, Richard Hart is definitely coming after CZ. But Jacob did say it would be after it, and he did say it would be pretty soon after. So we could probably, for Q2, we could probably say April, right? Which means that we've got BNB price calls coming in March. We've got everything added on to PulseBot. That's still coming. That's just continuous. We've got Thank You CZ coming in March. So they're three pretty big updates just for March. Just to end off Q1. Q2 then will be Thank You Richard Hart, plus adding to all of the rest that we have, obviously. So we've got actually the next 2 months. The next 2 months are going to be pretty solid, guys. Oh my God, Jacob is such a busy guy. I think that is, well, for Thank You Richard Hart, I think that's probably it, really. The V4 changes are going to change everything. The taxes are going to be changed. The tokens are going to be changed. Not changed, sorry, but utilized in different ways. The OG NFTs are going to start coming into play. Holy and Seed are coming into play. So it's pretty much going to be new. It's going to be as if it's a new thing. I think that's really it for Thank You Richard Hart. If I have forgotten anything, guys, let me know, because no one's really right now. Well, actually, hang on. Just let me skip to the comment for a sec. Someone just wrote in the comments, would the tier team like to get on the Crypto Blood Show? Let me know. Yes. If you're listening, crypto okaying. Yes, of course. Let's sort that out. Rodrigo, yes, this is recorded. I'm going to share it on the space on the all the chats after. That's no problem at all. Okay, so on to a pretty big one. Algo. What's happening with Algo? So we are still in sacrifice. We've raised, I don't know, 400,000, maybe $420,000 so far. The target is $1 million, guys. It's $1 million. Jacob is so confident in getting the algorithmic stablecoin right that he doesn't just want to let it disappear. This is something that we need to get more eyes on. We need to get more people. Really, we need to get more people shilling it. Even me, I'm desperately trying actually to get Godwell's attention. I'm tagging him in everything I post now concerning Algo. I did see, I'm not actually sure if it's him, but I did see that there was a person in the Bank X chat on Telegram, and they call themselves the real Godwell. It might be him, might not be him, but if it was, well, I mean, I sent him a DM anyway, just to see and see what I can do. We really believe that we can get this sacrifice done. I mean, we're halfway to target. I know it's been a while, but Jacob is confident that we can do it. He's basically, I know we keep extending the sacrifice, but it's because Jacob just doesn't want to let it lie. He wants to just keep going until we can get this done. He said that he'll let it go for this year, try and get it, try and get this sacrifice done. I can tell you though that once we hit sacrifice, and then the real work starts on Jacob's end, basically. There's things like audits, there's the hacker program that needs to be done. So once we hit sacrifice, then he expects that we could launch about 4 to 6 months after that. So the only thing I can tell you guys is patience with Algo. This is something that can really change crypto in general by getting this right. We just have to be patient. I trust Jacob. I believe that he can get this right. Even the little prototype website that we're looking at all the time, just going through that, everything makes sense. It makes sense on paper. It's just about giving them the chance to do it. The only way we're going to do that is by getting this sacrifice. It's not, this isn't a sacrifice where people pocket money. This is literally every penny that gets raised is going back into either development or into liquidity. The reason that the sacrifice has to be there is because the liquidity has to be so thick for this that people literally can't game it. Oh, hang on a minute. I've just seen, I've got a request to speak. All right, I've never done this before, so let me request to speak. Crypto King, yes, mate. Hang on, let me approve you.
Also with Crypto Blood, so keep banging it out.
That's perfect, brother. Thanks very much. I was talking to you on Telegram, right?
Yes, yeah, that's me.
Yes, perfect.
Me,
yeah, cool. Thanks very much. Yeah, hey, I really like the idea of doing that. Thanks very much. What Jacob projects are you in yourself? I know you're in Tier.
Yeah, I did the TYRH and I did Pulsepot as well. So yeah, I'm loving it.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, definitely. We can definitely speak on Telegram after this or anytime. I mean, we're in DMs now anyway. But yeah, we need to try and get this out there. We all know Jacob's projects are absolutely shit hot. He's bringing real innovation. We need the Hex community really to take notice, and I definitely believe that you can help us get there, man.
All right, brother. Well, yeah, I'll work on getting you on with the captain, and yeah, we be ready for hopefully you could do some announcement on chatting with the captain for V4.
Perfect. I'll do that. Yeah. Well, as soon as it's confirmed, we'll spam it all over the place. You see what we're doing
brother.
right now. Cool. Thanks very much.
I'm gonna drop down, but keep banging.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Have a good one. Cool. Okay. All right. That was the first time for me inviting someone up to speak. That went pretty easy. Okay. Yeah. So Algo. So guys, we need to push this. We really do. We need to try and get the sacrifice up there. Basically, Jacob set target for 1 million, and we all know literally. I think we have people in this group who are in between all of these groups. I saw in the Algo group the other day, people were writing saying, "Oh, I'm going to wait till the last few days, or I'm going to wait until we get closer to the million before I start putting in money." I would have a feeling that it would get to, for example, 800K, and then all of a sudden it'll jump to 1.6 because people will literally be waiting for the last minute. If you want to do yourselves and everyone else a favor, if you're thinking about sacrificing, go and listen to Superman, the interview he did with Jacob. That was fucking great. I love Superman. He's great at what he does. He's really clever guy, and if he can see the real value in this too, so it's definitely got legs. It's definitely going somewhere, guys. We just have to try and get the sacrifice done, and once you sacrifice, start shilling your referral links. I've noticed that not a lot of you guys are shilling your links anymore. I keep adding mine onto Godwell because you never know. But yeah, so even based on that call now, or on that speaker just now, if we can start getting onto the captain's page, a stream. I'm going to be doing a stream with Randy on his YouTube. Hopefully, we can set it for next week. That'd be great. I don't have to be the only one doing this, guys. This is literally something I asked Jacob's permission if I can do it, and he said, "Yeah, run with it. See how it goes." I've noticed that. We've hammered Twitter the last 2 weeks. We've absolutely hammered Twitter, and it's been great. And we're starting to get, a lot of like Hexman Flex. If you're on here, loving your graphics, absolutely loving your graphics. Those things are amazing. Those are actually directly getting us likes from the right kind of people. It's something that I think is great for us. One thing which I really love about this community is, I would think, even without the tip bot, we're all still so active because we really believe in what Jacob's doing. We believe in his project. We believe in his tech. The simple fact that he doesn't really want to fork anything. He wants to just go alone and build and actually build for the love of building. I don't believe that that Jacob's doing this for money. He's been in crypto for a long time. I'm sure he's probably got enough money. It's really about what he can do and what he can bring to the table, and see where it goes. He's already created kind of a legacy already, and he's just starting. People are starting to follow his projects. People that are in one of his projects, for example, would start migrating up to the other projects just because it's Jacob. He's starting to build this community around himself, and that community is starting to move places. And we can, I don't know about you guys, but I've done pretty well out of a lot of Jacob's projects. And I don't see where it's going to stop. He was telling me yesterday that he's getting inundated with messages from people asking him to develop projects for them, people that are well known in the Hex community. They come up with an idea for a project, they're asking Jacob if he can help out. He's just worried, obviously, that he's going to spread himself too thin, so he's concentrating on all of his stuff right now. But you never know where all this can go. This is still just the beginning. We're literally only a few months into a lot of these projects. I mean, B&B pot, yes, we launched at the bottom of bear, scraping the bottom. Oh my God, it was like barnacle level. It was scraping the bottom. It was terrible, but probably it's uptime. It's still running. It's still going. People are still playing the games. The only thing that we need are eyes on the project, and the eyes and the new money all starts flowing in again, literally in the next few months. You know, we can really say, just if you take a step back and you think about all the different projects Jacob has running right now, when they're all going to be up and running, imagine what that's going to be like, and imagine the traffic that we're going to have, and imagine the community that we're going to have around us. Right now, we're a community. I think even if we added all of us together, I think we're probably looking at about 3 or 4 thousand people. You know, 3 or 4 thousand not very active people. That's another thing I want to say. When it comes to smashing Twitter, and when it comes to all this attacking socials, and when it comes to doing interviews and all this sort of thing, realistically, I can probably count the number of real engaging people probably on my two hands, right? We have to 10 times that, guys. We got 10 times that. Everyone says in crypto, pump your own bags, do your own marketing, pump your own bags. We're starting to really build this core community now around Jacob and around Jacob's projects. I know that we can absolutely smash this. I really believe that when Tier was flying, everyone was so excited. Everyone was posting like crazy all day. It was all day long posting like crazy because, of course, everyone loves green candle, right? But the time to build are when it's not that easy. When it's not that easy to get new eyes on you, because as soon as you have those people on board, as soon as the green candles come again, those people automatically starts going out and shilling. We have to just keep on shilling all the different projects. Quick recap on all the projects then. So BNB pot, we know where we are with that. I think it's an absolute steal. I think the BNB pot is going to do serious numbers as soon as all the degens get back onto Binance Smart Chain. Thank you, CZ. Direct results because it's on Binance Smart Chain. We're going to, that is a perfect little dream GameFi project for the Binance Smart Chain. It's absolutely perfect. It's exactly the thing that people want when it comes to passive income or real yield or even NFTs. Running this little game. All of these little games, they do just crazy sort of numbers. They do crazy traction. Once all the influencers get on board, we're going to see a huge amount of that traffic. Pulsepot, obviously, doing its own thing, smashing it right now. Actually, let me just have a quick look. I'd love to know if that your friend Somi, who plays Jackpot, is actually Somi. I'd love to know that. But we'll see. But we've had some really good Jackpot numbers coming through. It's doing great. I don't know about you guys, but the coin wars. I tried to enter a coin war earlier today, and it said it couldn't fetch it for me. I don't know why. So yeah, so more games are coming. One of the things which I think is probably going to be the biggest outside of sports betting. Outside of sports betting, I think the most popular game that we're going to see on the casino is going to be the video slots. Jacob said that he has solved decentralized video slots. That is, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see it. Slots are by far the most popular game in any casino. By far. And if you can do it in a real 100% decentralized way, it's going to be huge. I think, right, let me pie in the sky thinking here. I think that someone will come along and end up wanting to buy this. I mean, I know you can fork anything, but what would be the point? You just buy it. Anyway, I'm trying to run away with it. Guys, if there are any questions, or if anyone would like to speak, we got a few people in here now. If anyone would like to speak, let me know. Pop up, say hello. Someone has will we have an ARB POT TG room added soon? I don't know about soon, because Jacob has said that one of those deployments, either ARB or Radix, will definitely be 2024. Right, so I don't think there will be much point in doing it until we have more direction from Jacob on it. But another thing which I think eventually we'll have to try and tie all these in together, instead of having 20 different Telegram groups, try and bring us all under one house. Maybe, I mean, I was even thinking about Discord, because in Discord you can actually have different rooms, right? Yeah. Guys, if anyone would like to speak, let me know. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Will you use ERC 404s in your projects? I don't know, is the honest answer to that, purely because it's so new. I mean, they just came around just the other day. I still don't really see the point in it, to be honest, at this stage. But that's just me personally. I mean, obviously, I can see that it's a good idea in principle, being able to a coin which is a coin which is an NFT, and vice versa. Liberty Tree Man has asked to speak. Let me get you on here. Hello. Hello. Hi.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
So as everyone knows, there are several protocols waiting for fetch.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, just in the chat, I see one of them, or at least one of them, has said they're now exploring alternatives to fetch because they don't want to, just be beholden to when fetch, may or may not ever be ready, or maybe it'll be ready in a month or two. No one knows. So
2 months, they've said, yeah.
Right. But,
Yeah.
Who
yeah,
knows?
exactly.
Who knows? So has Jacob given any thought to exploring alternatives to fetch? Or any action in that regard?
I know that Jacob is in a Telegram group with all of the Chainlink guys. He's pushing Chainlink to come over, or he's asked Chainlink if they have any plans to come over to pulsechain. They have said no at the moment. It's not on their radar. But Jacob, Jacob is on regular calls with the guys from Fetch, from Liquid Loans. He's very good friends with Walrus, and I know he gets regular updates from there. I know he spoke to the management team quite a bit. So when they tell him 2 months, I'm pretty sure they're going to mean 2 months, because they know how important it is. He's pushing them all the time. I mean, he's been in conversation with them about this way before PulseChain was really, was even launched. He's been talking to him all the way along. So to answer your question, I don't know if he's looked anywhere outside of that, because I know that he believes that Chainlink is pretty much best in class. So it would be, if Fetch doesn't arrive for whatever reason, it would probably be trying to push Chainlink to come on board.
Which so far they've said they're not going to do.
They said that they don't have any plans right at the moment.
Right. So let me ask you a related question. If you look in all the Telegram chats of the other protocols that are waiting for fetch, and there's discussion in all of them about when is fetch coming and why and so on, there really is no consistent answer as to why fetch is delayed. So if you look in Power City, you'll see an explanation. If you look in another one, you'll see a different explanation. So what is your understanding of what the issue is?
Oh, I can tell you right now, I don't know, because I'm leaving all that to Jacob. He, basically, he's the one that is speaking to them directly. So anything that I would say would pretty just be like, a third hand third-hand,
Yeah.
conversation. So I don't want to directly say anything to that. I can tell you though that, like, being honest, whatever they tell Jacob is going to be pretty accurate. But I will ask Jacob after this. I'll ask him exactly what they say. Or actually, I'll ask him what the delay is, what he thinks the delay is, and then I'll be able to get back to you on the Telegram. Which chats are you in? From ours? Are you in all of them, or?
I'm in PulsePot.
Okay, perfect. So I'll drop the answer in PulsePot.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Does that make sense? No problem, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Cheers. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? I'm starting to see some notes coming up here now. Do I anticipate additional tokens being added to the tier? Oh, okay. I would say yes. I don't know, Archie. I don't know, but I would say yes. I think this is such a dynamic, moving thing that Jacob is constantly finding use cases for all of them, trying to add things, okay, this one will benefit this one and this one will benefit this one. And now we have the OG NFTs coming up as well. I think it would make sense because this is just a big fluid dynamic thing. And as Jacob thinks of new use cases, there might be another use case which comes up and he says, oh, do you know what? Okay, we're going to need another token or two, or new NFTs. Okay, the replies are coming in. Guys, you're more than welcome to come up and say a few words. Someone said, sorry, I missed the beginning. What's the update on Thank You CZ? Okay, so very quickly, Thank You CZ is definitely launching in Q1. So it's definitely going to be literally within the next 6 weeks. It's going to be same type of GameFi that we saw on Thank You Richard Hart, but you're going to be running your own centralized exchange. So you're going to be responsible for listing tokens. That's where you can earn your yield. You're going to be responsible for making sure that your servers are running. I don't know exactly if there's going to be any customer support side on it, but there might be. It would be interesting if there was. But yes, but definitely going ahead the next 6 weeks, Binance Smart Chain, and we'll start rocking it. Archie, will the prevailing use cases of the tier token continue, or do you anticipate the tier token adding or changing use cases? Very good question. I don't have an answer. I would think that tier is definitely going to have, because we're changing the taxes, we're probably going to be changing the staking, the principle of the staking. So I would think that tier will have more use case. I don't know exactly what the tax is going to be changed to. Obviously, it's still, Thank You Richard Hart, so there is still going to be burning going on. But I'm not sure as to what gets burnt, when, or how much of it gets burnt. That's something that Jacob is keeping close to his chest. I think it's fair that he doesn't want to tell everyone exactly what's going on, just to try and build some suspense. Plus, like I say, because this is a fluid system, everything is changing all the time. He might come up with another use case anytime, tomorrow, yesterday. We don't know. But yes, there is potential of a DAO. I think actually Jacob hasn't spoken about that in a while, but yeah, you just reminded me. Yes, so there are options. I think one way that we could do the DAO would literally just be, okay, you put in a vote, what token are we going to burn? This time, instead of it literally just being through the RNG. Another one could be what yield should be paid out, or what yield does the DAO agree to pay out at certain intervals? Whether it is a daily payout in this token or that token. I hope that answers your question, Archie. If not, we can come back to it later. Yes, Jacob mentioned that there would be a possible V5 or 6, and after this, and like I say, because this is so fluid, and because it's changing all the time, and because Jacob is constantly thinking of further use cases for everything. So we need to really think about this, just this project in general, just as a big, fluid, dynamic project, you know. I think nailing things down exactly like we did for V1, you buy this, you pay this tax, you burn this tokens. Because that was so set in stone, everything else kind of started to evolve around it. And I think that Jacob is very conscious of tying something in too tight, you know, just literally tying something in, especially with the contracts that are in place. If you were to say, okay, this only does this, every time you want to change it, you need to come up with another version, a V4, a V5, a V6. You know, it could be that Jacob finds that something which works on one of the other Jacob projects, he could say, do you know what, I'm going to bring, like we can already see there's a few of the tier basically tokenomics or the use cases work quite well in Algo already, you know. So we're definitely going to see a lot. We're definitely going to see a lot of changes happen within these. So I think that there will be V4, V5, V6. I mean, considering how long you can pay yield out for with a certain platform, you know. For example, with the water faucet, even just that, the water faucet, how long is it going to be sustainable for? You know, with the plantations, how long can people continuously plant and yield? There are dead. No, I want to say there's a certain lifespan to these type of things, because it's not going to be just going on, you know, infinitely. So you have to continuously change and adapt, and you know, to keep the projects alive and to keep the projects going, you have to adapt. So I think there's going to be a lot of different versions as we go on. I mean, it's something which obviously we would like to see this go on pretty much forever, like the way Pulseball is just going to pretty much go on forever. It's on there now, the games are on there, but this is something which changes so much, and you know, and it adapts with us, and it'll adapt with us, and it'll adapt with the times, and it'll adapt with, you know, the liquidity pools for different tokens, for example. That will constantly adapt, and everything will change as we go on. I hope that answers your question. If not, you can catch me offline. No one else has requested to speak. I'm trying to keep up with the comments here. Okay, will the accompanying launch of Pulsebot on Arbitrum or Radix have a corresponding error? Yes, of course. Okay, so anyone that is new to basically the gambling side of the Jacob project, so anyone that is in the original sacrifice set, so if you sacrifice your Pulsebot, you will get an airdrop of the same amount of tokens on every single chain that we deploy on, ongoing. So if you sacrifice Pulsebot, you got your BNBP. Then Pulsebot launch, you got your PLSP. Arbitrop's going to come around, you will get your tokens there. You will get your tokens on Radix. You will get your tokens on pretty much any other chain that we deploy on. I believe that there was an idea for Phantom, Avalanche, Polygon. So basically, so if you are one of the original sacrifice set, you're already going to get Binance Smart Chain, pulsechain, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Polygon, Phantom, Radix. So there you go. You've got your sacrifice set. So when people say, oh, I'm down, the price is down, I'm down on my sacrifice. Really, what you're saying is you're down on your sacrifice just on that one deployment. But already, if you think about it, we've got 2 deployments now. So if you sacrifice, and Jacob Honor just sacrificed, I think it was what, $5, I think was on when BNB pot launched. So you can already split it into 5 chains. So your actual sacrifice, really, your entry point is really going to be $1. We've changed it now from the original 5, and we've included Arbitrum and Radix. So now you're down even more. So really, you should really be thinking about your break even or your sacrifice levels would be what is it? I don't know, 60 cents maybe. Just have a look through these questions or comments. Sorry. I think that's it. There's no more comments. I think I've answered everything. Okay, we've been going for an hour. All right, let's do just a quick recap, very quick recap on everything in case anyone joined in late. Okay, so BNB pot. BNB pot price calls is an audit. We expect to get those back in Q1, still in March, and then we can go ahead with price calls. We will be tying in. We will be trying to bring BNB pot more in line with PulsePot because we can see that tokenomics actually are working out quite, a bit better over there. If it's a thing that happens, then we will have to change the staking mechanisms. Obviously, we'll probably have to change the tokenomics or the rewards system. Sorry, with the fees. That's absolutely fine. All the games are going to be shared across all platforms. So once we have games ready on some, once BNB pot does its next really big update, it will have Coin Wars, Plinko, Chain Race, blah blah blah. PulseBot, Chain Race is coming next. Our pot or Radix bot or pot or whatever the name is going to be will definitely be in 2024. Thank you CZ is coming Q1, so basically 6 weeks. It's 80% done at the moment. You can be running your own centralized exchange. That's pretty exciting stuff from my side. Thank you, Richard Hart is going to be V4 is going to be coming. It won't be until after. Thank you, CZ. So we're, let's say, April, May, but it will definitely it's going to be Q2. The V4 is going to change everything. So it effectively is going to be something new, nice and shiny. There are going to be use cases for the OG NFTs, for Holy and Seed, and if there are any new tokens, we'll find that out for Archie. If there's any new tokens, then we'll let you know. And then Algo. So Algo is Algo has the potential to be the biggest project out of all of these, actually, if it gets going, or when it gets going, should I say. And right now, I'm just checking, we're at $413,000. We have to hit 1 million for Jacob to continue with it. We're going to let the sacrifice run until, at least until we hit the 1 million, or by the end of this year. If we haven't hit the 1 million by the end of this year, Jacob will have to have a serious think about it. So patience is key, guys. Get out there and chill. Have a look at the project. If you are talking to any influencers, gear them towards this. Shill your referral links. Absolutely, shill your referral links, and we'll see what we can do. Jacob said that he anticipates once we hit sacrifice, then we probably launch 4 to 6 months after that. So really, we need to try and get the sacrifice hit as soon as we can. And that is it. So that is it from me. Let me know, please let me know. You can either do it in the comments here, or you can let me know directly on Telegram. Did you find this useful? Is it something that you would like to see happen more often? I mean, I would be happy to do this. I don't think once a week is a good idea. I think once every 2 weeks, or maybe even once a month, just a big blowout one once a month. Just try and keep some engagement going. I think that's really useful. If there are any people in here who are only in BNB pot, or only in Tier, or only in PulsePot, or only in CZ, or only in Algo, join the other Telegrams, because a lot of us are in all of the groups, and just because it's a PulsePot group doesn't mean people aren't talking about the different Jacob projects in those, So I'm actually seeing that a lot of questions concerning different projects are answered in different Telegram groups. A lot of us are split between them all, so that's what I mean. That's why it's a lot easier just to have that conversation. It's a lot easier just to say, okay, I'm here now talking to I'm here now talking to Tanish. I might as well just ask him, hey, what's going on with Thank You CZ, right? So join the other groups, introduce yourself, have a look around. You might like what you see. I will say, gamble responsibly. I saw some people complaining today that they're losing a load of money. If you find yourself in that situation, take a step back, have a cup of coffee, breathe, go touch some grass, or and come back to it at a later date. If you don't gamble, good for you. And if you don't gamble, buy PLSP and just hold it, because it's going to the fucking moon, big time. Okay, guys, I'm gonna shut off in a second. I can't hear. There's no more questions. No. Okay, so guys, you can find me, Cult DeFi. My name is Mark, by the way. Feel free to call me Mark. You can find me Cult DeFi, KVLT DeFi on Twitter, KVLT DeFi on Telegram. Absolutely, reach out. My door is always open. The team are absolutely awesome. The community are absolutely awesome. Any questions will be answered. If we don't have the answer right there, we'll find out for you, like I'm going to, Liberty Tree Man. And I'll put the answer in the Pulsebot group. Okay? So that's it from me, guys. I'm going to end this right now. Good luck. Bye.